Hi, we're back for part 2 of Chapter 14, Manifest Destiny. America, you will expand. America, you will prosper. America, you will grow to the great nation that you are today in 2011. We left off with Texas independence. They got their independence in 1836, and the debate over annexation went on and on and on. We were bringing a slave state. Is that, what kind of issues is that going to cause? And then Andrew Jackson did not want to handle that situation in 1836 and just kind of put it off till Martin Van Buren, after he wins the election of 1836. Van Buren will bring in Texas into the Union, annex it, make it part of the Union, make it part of America, make it part of our future together. Van Buren doesn't want to touch it. The integrity issue, the slave issue, he doesn't want to deal with it, right? Because the government of Mexico does not officially recognize Texas as independent. Van Buren, Santa Anna had already signed independence to Texas, but Van Buren is leery of the legality of it. So Van Buren doesn't touch it. William Henry Harrison wins the election of 1840. He dies. 1841, the 10th president, Tyler, he deals with it finally so Tyler is going to acknowledge Texas as part of the United States after Polk already wins the election in 44, but before Polk takes his office in March 4th, Victoria Doby's, happy birthday. Polk is not yet in the White House, but Tyler signs Texas into U.S. territory, annexes it, part of the United States, and then at the end of the year, Polk actually makes it a state. But that's not all Polk wanted, all right? We know that Polk was also looking for California, all right? The Bear Flag Republic, all these republics, all right? The Lone Star State, the Lone Star Republic, that was 9 years. California, that basically was about a month by itself before it becomes part of the United States. So, in the Mexican War, this is all really Polk's design. Polk orders his troops, led by General Zachary Taylor, go down there, go down to the Rio Grande, all right? Put the troops on the border, entice a fight, stick your chin out a bit, right there. Get it, right there, all right? Begging the Mexican troops to draw first blood. Word comes back to Congress that there has been shooting, there's been fighting, an altercation, if you would. Mexican and U.S. troops get after it right there by the Rio Grande. And I tell you what, Polk asked Congress for a declaration of war, and he wants it. He's got plans. All right? Well, guess what? Some of the members of Congress, some gangly congressman from Illinois, says, I want to show me, right? Show me on a map. Point to where Mexican troops fired upon the United States, and when you can, you will have it's called a spot resolution. Point to the spot. When you can point to that spot, you'll have my okay. And that could never happen. So there was great opposition to the war, mainly from the Whig Party. So he gets his declaration of war, and American troops are invading Mexico. California's having their own revolution, and after about a month, California's kind of led by John C. Fremont from California. California is already under control of America. It's quickly under American rule and quickly recognized as U.S. property. And the two major generals that kind of are involved in the Mexican War are Zach Taylor and Winfield Scott. Well, Zach Taylor is becoming quite successful early on in his campaigns. almost to the point where Polk was becoming a little nervous of the popularity by Zachary Taylor. He looked at him as a possible political opponent in the next election. Mind you, Zach Taylor has no grand designs of being president. Zach Taylor has actually voted for presidential elections as much as you guys. 0. He's never voted. But Polk, being a little nervous about the popularity of Taylor, resigns Taylor, moves Taylor, takes him off the front lines, and instead puts General Winfield Scott, in charge of the frontal assault on Mexico, and wins the decisive battle after he captures Mexico City. And in 1848, the Mexican War is over, and Mexico, in essence, is going to have to give up a lot. In the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, the United States gets California. They get New Mexico. They get Arizona territory. Mexico has to give up all claims to Mexico has to give up all claims to Texas. We'll leave Mexico, our troops, but we also have to pay them $15 million. So we get a bunch of land, pay them $15 million, and Mexico cedes all of their territory. That is currently California, New Mexico, California, New Mexico, parts of Nevada, and officially Texas, all becomes part of the United States. Now, the Mexican War does have a legacy. It's a 17-month war. On a negative point, it's the first offensive war that the United States waged. Now, that is why this historian believes that Polk is not thought about as one of the great ones in United States history, because it's our first offensive war, and it cost us $98 million total. That's including the $15 million that we gave in at the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. It's also the first war where graduates in West Point military play a part of, and it's also a war that we're going to see young soldiers cut their teeth in this war. To cut one's teeth means to gain experience. It's an expression. People say it all the time. Cut one's teeth. And we see these young soldiers cutting their teeth in this war, gaining experience, and we'll see them elevate their status during the Civil War. And this, of course, is going to lead to what our project last week, when I kind of had you go up and down the room and talk about all this manifest destiny, land acquisition. Early on, things looked, the Mexican War did give us, we acquired over 1 million square miles of land. But what it really does is going to force Americans to deal with slavery once and for all, and that's going to lead us right into the fiery 50s, the tumultuous 1850s, where a house divided cannot stand. And that's kind of where we're going to end today. But I do want to let you know that there are 38 questions on this test, and the last 3 are former AP questions, and the answer, you know what, you worked really hard all week long. You worked real hard, so I'm going to give you a little bonus. The answer to number 38